Hey, tourpreneurs, it's Mitch Bach, and just a quick note before we begin today's episode. Tourpreneur is currently sponsored by Google. We're thankful for their support of our community, and we are offering with them a completely free course helping you unlock the power and potential of Google's Things to Do program, which is specifically helping tour operators add their tours to Google in new ways that gives you new exposure and more direct bookings. To learn more, go to tourpreneur.com/Google. And as always, show notes, more resources, links to our newsletter, our business coaching community, and so much more are available on tourpreneur.com. Now to the episode.
This episode of Tourpreneur is sponsored by Tourpreneur. That's right, we've just opened up our sponsorship slots for 2021. Each month, our show for tour operators attracts up to 10,000 listeners, and we plan on growing that even more next year. Email me, shane@tourpreneur.com, for a copy of our media kit. And now, on to today's Tourpreneur.
Welcome to the Tourpreneur podcast. Travel industry veteran Shane Whaley will take you on a journey with fellow tourpreneurs, sharing their tips, ideas, insights, and success stories to inspire you to make your tour business the best it can be. And now, here is your host, Shane Whaley.
Hello and welcome to episode 123 of Tourpreneur, where we flatten the learning curve for tour operators around the world. This, in fact, is a bonus episode, and the more observant of you will notice that I've skipped a couple of episodes here. We'll get to them. They're in the can. I recorded in advance because we have Arival 360 coming up, and I know I'm going to be very busy with that. Actually, Arival 360 is what I wanted to have a chat with you about. Some of you have written in to me asking, is it worth going? Some of you have said you're a bit tired of the old virtual. I hear you. But Arival 360 are putting on what they bill as 5 great days, 60 plus sessions, and one engaging virtual event. Now, I know money is tight for many of us. They are offering a 75% discount, which is great because it means you can get the whole thing for $99 for 5 days. Just to be clear, Tourpreneur is not earning a single cent out of that. That's just our way of helping Arival spread the word and to get you a discount. So let's get that out there right away. However, some of you have written in saying you're not sure if you want to attend because it's virtual, if it's 5 days, etc. So I took a look at the agenda because I was mapping out my schedule, and I thought it would be fun to share with you the 15 sessions I am most looking forward to attending at Arival 360. I'm hoping to attend all of these live. Now, I recognize that my picks might be different from your picks. We're all looking for different things from a virtual event. And for me, when I was looking, first of all, I think Arival have done a really good job. Hat off to Douglas and his team. I do think it's an engaging timetable of events, a good schedule. They have listened to many of us in the industry that wanted more vertical specific content. So they have roundtables, they have buzz sessions. And I've been nagging Arival for some time to make the content more actionable. I want to go home with a ton of notes and put things into action. I don't want to hear some guru on the stage talking about how wonderful Facebook ads is and how they've been able to generate a ton of revenue using it. Okay. I want to know how. I want to know how they're using Facebook. Are they boosting a post? Should you not be boosting a post? How do they deal with demographics? How do they deal with targeting? That's what I want to learn. And so let me run through the picks that I've come up with, and I'll share some of the ones that I'm not going to attend. So I'm just going to pull up my agenda here. That's another cool thing about the Arival. I think they're using a technology called Swap Card. I'm able to see my agenda at a glance. So I will be honest, Monday, October 26th, I'm going to tune into a couple of the operator voices because you know I love tour operator stories, right? We've got Maria Razzulli of Escape Bicycle Tours, Stacey Toussaint of Inside Out Tours, but they're not my picks because I'm actually hosting a roundtable, 2 roundtables that day. And they're not my picks either because I'm not that biased, but go check them out. It's about small tour operator owners. So Monday, I'm pretty busy actually moderating roundtables. But then we come to Thursday, and I did pick out the Ask Me Anything, Get Your Guide session. So this is with Johannes Reck. So Thursday, October 29th, 10:35 to 11:15. I'll tell you the reason why I'm interested in this one. I haven't seen Johannes speak for a couple of years. And full disclosure, he's my old boss. I believe Tao did the last Ask Me Anything for the last Arival event. There was a little bit of talk about Get Your Guide originals, but not enough for me. I'm hoping that the Arival interviewer, whoever that may be, asks Get Your Guide about what is their strategy now going in to 2021. Are they going to be working on local? Because I'm hearing from operators that OTA bookings have not recovered in the same way that direct bookings are. So what's their plan to counter that? I'm also hearing in our Tourpreneur Facebook group that I hope you are a member of. You can find that at tourpreneur.com/Facebook. That Get Your Guide are not taking any more tours on board. Now, is that just temporary? They have just gone through a round of layoffs, and very, very sorry for anyone who's been affected by that. So maybe they're having a pause for that reason. I don't know. Next is a panel, reality check, operators respond. So I'm all about this. This is the whole reason I created Tourpreneur. I don't do theory, right? I want to hear what's happening on the front lines in the trenches. This one is a panel that assembles leading operators for an in-depth reality check on the state of tours, tourism, and distribution for our industry. We'll take stock of 2020, assess the outlook for 2021 and beyond, and get their reaction to the interview with Get Your Guide CEO. So I hope he says something that they can talk about. And on that panel, we have Jose Arozarena, the CEO at Amiga Tours, Maria Gutierrez Vinda at SeaWorld, VP of Sales, and Dimitris Bistolas, Key Tours. Is there one more? Actually, there is. Let me just check that. And that's hosted by Bruce. There we go. Bruce Rosard is hosting that one. Again, I'm interested in that. I want to know what's happening out there. Although these are larger operators that I'm used to speaking to, and SeaWorld, of course, is an attraction. I want to learn about their strategy and how they're adapting during the pandemic. Okay. Next up, 3:00 workshop. Make your Viator listing excellent. I am really excited about this, because this is takeaways. This is actionables. I was talking about in the intro here. I love it when I have a page of notes to go and implement when I go home, when I've been to an event. Or in my case here, I have a ton of notes so that when I'm interviewing a tour operator, we can talk about their listing. Because in this session, David King, Senior Director, Global Supply, and Tonya Truax, Senior Regional Manager at Viator, is talking about new quality standards for its product listings. In this workshop, key Viator team members review live listings and provide actionable feedback to help you improve your listing quality and get more bookings. So really interested to learn what tips and tricks David and Tonya have to share with us. Next up, 4:00 keynote, going local. Grow your business with in-marketing partnerships and targeted local marketing. That is with Drew Barrett. Drew is the Vice President of Sales at Fair Harbor. Really interested in this one. They are one of the biggest res techs. They're working with a lot of operators out there. I'm hoping that Drew is going to share some of those strategies about what's working locally, because I know for some of us, local has been great this summer, particularly those of us who are outdoors. I want to hear what Fair Harbor customers have been doing in terms of marketing locally. So again, hats off to Arival. I really love these kind of sessions. I'm just hoping Drew can deliver on that. And it's not full of theory, but it's actually case studies and what they have observed. No pressure there, Drew. Okay, so we move on to Monday. So the cool thing here is there's a couple of days gap for those of us who are running businesses. That's pretty important. So on Monday, November 2nd, keynote panel, hot topics. And this one starts at 10 a.m. OTA, Google, ResTech, Amazon, virtual, COVID, recovery, sustainability. Let's not forget the US election. This panel will explore and debate the biggest trends affecting travel and experiences in 2020 and beyond. This is a panel that includes Luke Elzinger, who is the CEO at Tickets, Rizwana Bashir, who is the co-founder and CEO at Peak, and our old friend Peter Syme, 1,000 Mile Journeys. This is moderated by Douglas Quinby. I'm excited about this because these are hot topics, but these are not talking heads. I'm very fortunate to know Luke Elzinger pretty well. And if you've seen Luke Elzinger, first of all, the Dutch, right? Let's be honest. I worked with the Dutch for years when I was at Booking.com, and they do not hold back. They don't sugarcoat anything. You put a Dutchman and a Brit together and you couldn't get two different approaches to giving feedback. A Brit will spend, half the page with compliments and then give you the actual feedback saying it's shit, whereas the Dutch will just say it's shit. So I'm really excited to hear what Luke has to say about some of these hot topics. And also, talking about straight, sharp-shooting talk is Douglas, and also talking about straight talkers, Peter Syme. Peter's been on the show a couple of times. He's active on our group and most of the groups. He is someone who certainly does not hold back. He has some very strong views. But here's what I love about Peter. Peter's views are coming from the trenches. They're coming from the front lines. He's running his own business. He's a domestic business up in Scotland. He had until this year an international outbound business. He is talking with operators daily, several a day from around the world. He is consulting. So this guy is really connected, and I'm excited to hear what Peter has to say about some of these topics. And as I say, that will be ably moderated by Douglas Quinby. All right. Next up, 10:30. Wow, those guys only have 30 minutes for four of them. Ooh, good luck with that, Douglas. 10:30, Tech Talk, the mobile self-guided tour landscape. And this one I am excited about because it's something that I have. When I look at these, the schedule and the content, for me, it's like, okay, what knowledge gaps do I have to plug? And I'm going to be honest with you, self-guided, automation, AI is not something I'm very familiar with, and I'm wanting to learn. I'm seeing more and more of it being written about and talked about. And on this session, Tech Talk, the mobile self-guided tour landscape, like it or not, technology will continue to change touring. Some predict automation will replace tour guides altogether. Boo. Just how much of our industry will software eat? What are the limits of automation? This talk provides a big picture overview of self-guided tours, the landscape of products and providers, and the role for and risks to tour and activity operators. And that is Ian Manley, founder and CEO of VoiceMap. So I'm interested. I know Ian posts on our group occasionally. I'm interested to hear more about this because it's just an area that I have so limited knowledge with you. All right, next up, 10 past 11. This is a very important topic. This is a keynote, marketing without money. And I think most of us are in that boat. If our industry ever needed a hack to bring in customers on the cheap, that time is now. This short talk tackles key strategies for digital marketing on a shoestring or no string budget. I don't know the speaker. Peter Ross, co-founder, 829 Studios. I'm going to guess, he's an SEO guy. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know much about him, so I can't speak for Peter, but nonetheless, this is what Arival is all about, discovering people we're not aware of, people who aren't in our network, not talking to the same old faces, but learning from others. So Peter, not too much pressure on you there, but I'm amazed they've only given you 20 minutes to talk about marketing without money. It's tough. Okay, next up, midday. This one again is right up there for me. This one is all about direct sales. So direct sales are more important than ever. This is a buzz session. As of today, there's only 53 seats left. So you want to jump on this because this is led by Peter Syme. So this isn't a talk. This isn't a panel. He's leading a session here. And it says, direct sales in these times are more important than ever. Those who own the transaction have more resilient business models. Every operator has a different channel mix. Let's learn from each other what is working and what is not during these times. Peter has had a very interesting year, one way of putting it. He closed down his international business for obvious reasons, but he's grown his local business. And I don't want to steal his thunder here, but he's got some excellent results to talk about his rafting business in Scotland. So if you are looking for direct sales, and why wouldn't you be, get on this one. I haven't ranked these because I think that's unfair, but put it this way, this is one I ain't missing, right? Buzz session, direct sales are more important than ever. Peter Syme, Monday, November 2nd at midday. Okay, what have we got next? At 1 o'clock, this one is similar really to the Viator session I mentioned earlier on with David and Tonya. So this is OTA listing optimization, a merchandising masterclass. And this is a session designed for operators that already work with OTAs. It will examine listing optimization strategies across leading platforms such as Viator, Get Your Guide, Musement, and others. Explore OTA strategies as travel emerges from the pandemic and help operators improve their performance and outsmart the competition. This is not hosted by an OTA. This one is actually hosted by my former colleague, Alexi Tabrizi, she's the regional head of sales at Big Bus Tours, and another friend of mine, Peter Muttett. He is the senior VP global sales at the Leisure Pass Group. So one of the reasons why I'm excited about this is Alexi worked for an OTA. She's poacher turned gamekeeper, because she worked with me at Get Your Guide. She was there for many years, in fact. And then she's moved to Big Bus, so she's working on the other side of the counter, if you will. Peter has extensive experience of working with all the OTAs. They've got specific strategies they can talk about that they have employed and they've seen the results from. So again, Peter and Alexi, I don't want to put too much pressure on you here, but again, this is one that I was really excited to see, and this is why I give full credit to Arival 360 for these kind of sessions, because they're workshops. Hopefully we go away, we can tweak a few things and get more bookings in from OTAs. Okay, we're getting there, I promise. This is how action-packed the agenda is. 2 o'clock, this is a hot topic. Virtual reality, or the reality of virtual tours. Okay, so virtual tours and experiences have been equally espoused and derided as a viable pivot for tour and activity operators during the pandemic. In this panel, we'll delve into the detail with operators who've been running them to see what they've learned, what makes a great experience, how to market and price them, and what the future holds. So there is a lot of discussion around this. There is a lot of debate. And I think right now we're at this crossroads where some people are openly saying, that we just had Lauren on the show talking about, for her, this was more about brand awareness and keeping her guides engaged than it was about delivering revenue. I'm speaking to some people who are using Amazon Explore that are talking about some pretty impressive numbers, and I hope to dig into those on future episodes of the show. Avital herself has pivoted, and Arival wrote a great story on this about her success. So I'm interested to see it. Scott Wiener is a little bit more skeptical from what I've read. But again, I just shared an article on the brief this week. I love Scott is launching, or he has these virtual classes on making pizza, and he's sending packs out now. So you get the ingredients blessed by Scott, who is the main man when it comes to pizza, let's face it. And we can make pizza along with him. So I know there's a lot of interest in virtual experiences, virtual tours, virtual classes. There's a lot more discussion to come. And I really advise you to check in on this session. And before you spend any money developing something yourself, listen to these people. Listen to those who've been in the trenches when it comes to virtual. Okay, 2:40 till 3, operator talk. Distribution's other dirty word. Is it a dirty word? Content. Okay. I love content personally. As distribution channels have grown, managing content has become an increasingly unmanageable problem for operators. In this talk, Travel Curious founder Alex Grant, he's been on the show before, pulls back the curtain on the challenges they face and the approaches and workarounds they are implementing. Warning, there's no happy ending to this story yet. Just an unvarnished look at a very real challenge confronting tours and activities. Love that, Alex. Love this warning. I know you're always very honest, very authentic, candid with us. And that's why I'm excited for your session to learn about this from your perspective of being a content creator that we can all learn from, warts and all. So thank you for doing that. 3:10. This one I'm really intrigued about. It's actually 5 practical tips to increase local visitation by 20%. Locals have become the cornerstone and lifeblood of tour operators because of recent events. We will discuss practical ways to increase sales by 20% and talk about ways operators have changed their focus to the local markets. That is with Ben Calder, CEO at Werewolf. Very, very intrigued by this one. Who doesn't want to increase local bookings? We said we've got the session, the buzz session with Peter. Here's a round table. As of today, as I'm recording this, there's only 2 seats left, so don't hang about. I'm hoping that Ben delivers in this session because that's quite a claim. And again, I'm going to be sharing a lot. If you can't make these for whatever reason, I'm going to be sharing my learnings on future episodes and weave them into other discussions on that as well. Okay. Thursday, we're getting there. So Thursday, I have to declare an interest. I am actually hosting a panel. It is the Trip School Day for tourpreneurs, and I'm hosting a panel all about entrepreneurship, tips, tricks, and advice for small operators. I'm not going to talk about that today, but go check it out because some cracking speakers on that. But some of the sessions I'm looking forward to are the Future of Experiences, Empowering Guides and Engaging Guests. That's at 10 o'clock. And then at 11 a.m., Guest Experience is Everything, the Power of Creating Wow Moments. Actually, Thursday, November 5th, you should be attending all of these. If you are a regular Tourpreneur listener, this thing is crowned with so much value. And regular listeners, you know the only training course and material I have ever endorsed in almost 2 entire years of producing Tourpreneur is courses produced by the Trip School, by Alan Armijo. Sorry, Alan, I can never pronounce your name right. I was rubbish at Spanish at school. And Mitch Bach. See my German there? Or was that Welsh? So, yeah, that Thursday, November 5th should be compulsory viewing for all of you. A lot here about tour creation, making it a better experience, entrepreneurship. I think that's it. I think that's 15. There are, of course, a few others. If I've missed them out, I apologize. Teresa Nemitz is speaking. I'm always interested in her story of the pivot. I hope you can hear the excitement in my voice. And again, I want to take my hat off to Arival 360. These things, I have to tell you, being a content creator is really hard work. To sit down with a blank piece of paper, to understand what the industry needs, what the industry wants, to put that together, to get all the speakers together. I mean, I've been doing this with my Meet the Res techs, and that's just 3 different companies. It's a bit like herding cats. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes here, and that's just on the content side of things. That's without scheduling, technology, marketing, etc. So I do want to give a big shout out to Team Arival. I'm really excited. And please, if you haven't registered yet, get on it. We've got that $99 price for the 5 days. I think there's also a price if you just wanted to get on the Thursday, November 5th day that we were talking about with Trip School, then you can do that as well. The promo code, I will add it to tourpreneur.com/123, and you can get that 75% off. So I hope to see you there. Because other than all these sessions, there's networking, there's meeting rooms, you can have one-to-one meetings, and I hope to see you there. And I hope to chat to some of you afterwards to share your learnings, because this isn't just about me. I want to know what you learned, and more importantly, what you're going to implement in your business going forward. Thank you for listening to Tourpreneur. Show notes can be found at tourpreneur.com/123.
Thanks for listening to the Tourpreneur podcast. Be sure to visit tourpreneur.com to join the conversation and access the show notes, including links to the resources mentioned on today's episode. This is Tourpreneur.